Good morning. For some of you who are wondering what I do with my ducks in the winter, I thought I would take you out and show you my morning chores. So I fill up these water jugs every morning and come out here to my duck hut. This is where I have my ducks, and they have an outdoor yard that connects to their sleeping quarters, which is underneath the chicken coop. And so I'll show you that in a minute. I have these steel shelving things here just to help hold the plastic down on windy days. So inside my duck hut here, I have Maisie, Daisy, and Lazy. And no, I do not know which is which because they are identical if you take a look at them. So I have electricity that runs from the house over to the chicken coop with a long outdoor winter weather cord that goes into the coop, and then inside this solar door here is where I have all of the outlets. And pretty easy, I just got a cord that plugs in an extension cord that comes all the way through this PVC pipe. And I put that there because it's very wet out here. Ducks are very wet. And the extension cord, and then just some other additional tubing. And then I have in here a heated water puck. And it doesn't get hot enough to burn them, but it's obviously hot enough to keep the water from freezing. This tends to be their bath. I fill this up, and this can go for 2 or 3 days, and then usually 3 days, and then I will dump it and start over and make it fresh for them. These ones will freeze on days like today. Here in Iowa, we're having a cold snap. It's, between, I think it was 12 degrees when I looked at the thermometer. And so I will unfreeze these, tip them upside down, dump the ice out, and refill them with water. Probably wondering why I have these horse, stall pellets around this. I do this because ducks are messy. They like to swim in their water. They like to get water everywhere. And two things. I don't want it to ice up. And the reason I don't want it to ice up is because when I go to undo those rubber tubs, it will make it difficult to take them out of the ground because I have them a space that's been buried down. And I just don't want their feet getting cold or them slipping. I also have over here a heated water base that is also plugged in for this water. The reason I have this here is that throughout the day, this water will get dirty, and I don't want them to have, a time when they don't have clean water. And so this is clean. It's just enough for them to stick their mouth in, get their mouth wet, and kind of quench their thirst. In this barrel here, I have extra straw. And I always make sure that they have clean straw that's underneath this hut that is dry from the elements, so they have a place to hang out during the day without having to be in their sleeping quarters. I don't shut off their sleeping quarters. If they want to go in there, certainly during the day they can. But most of the time they like to hang out here outside, very, weather tolerant. In this black trash can is my feeding system. I will go and fill up with a 50-pound bag of duck feed. This will last me, a couple months, 2 months, I think, is what I've been kind of stretching it out. And you'll see that they've got feeders. Let's see if we can see one of them feed. Probably not because I'm standing here. What they will do is they'll stick their head entirely into the trash can, and those pipes curve down, so they're always able to get feed as long as I have food in the can. This is an extra container that I use, and this is for the stall pellets. I also try to throw out in the winter months some scratch. They like to nibble on that as a snack and a treat. And got some solar lights up top here. In the evenings, I'll turn those on so they have a little bit more lighting. And I've got plastic wrapped around the coop. I did leave ventilation on the bottom and in certain spots just to make sure condensation doesn't build up in here. But because we have that entire empty side over there, it kind of works out good. I'll take you over there and show you what I'm talking about with the duck yard. Like I mentioned, I had to put these shelves here because on a very windy day, that plastic kept moving. And here is our Springer Spaniel, Bodie. Bodie, go. He has a routine where he likes to come out here and welcome the ducks and the chickens, and he'd love to get in there. So you can see here, this is our, I kind of call it our infirmary. It's a chicken coop that we have in case there is an injury or a chicken gets sick and they need to have a spot to go. There is a light in here, there's roosting bars, a poop board, and space for nesting boxes. Right now I'm just using it for storage because I don't have any birds that need to get separated. You'll see this is the duck yard that I talked about. I wanted them to have fresh air and to have a spot where they could kind of do what they want to do. You'll see over here I made a hingeable steel metal lift that comes up. I put some PVC pipe on it so it was sharp so they wouldn't cut themselves. And what I will do when I clean that out is I lift that up, use a broomstick to hold it up so I can put the garden cart on the opposite side of this metal fencing, and I have a place to lift over the dirty straw to give this a nice clean refresh. I won't do that probably again until spring. They aren't really making too much of a mess in there, and as long as that stays semi-dry, we're in good shape. Oh, they're coming to say hello to us. Hi, girls. You'll also see that there's some microflake that I just dropped down here. I do that because we had some rain and some ice and some snow, and it gets slippery. And so when the weather, if it ever gets warm, I'll come out here and make sure that they're ramp. You'll see here I have this black tote. You're probably wondering what that's for. I keep that there because if we were getting lots of snow, what I would do is when they go in their hut at night, this door is set to a timer, and late at night, usually I think I've got it set for like 9 o'clock at night. I will shut that at night because I don't want to take a chance that an animal might climb over. The hole is pretty big because they're pretty big ducks. And as long as they're all secure for the night, I feel way better. But I keep this black tote here because if we're going to have lots of snow, what I will do is I will shut the timer off on the door, and I will put that tote, or I will keep the timer on. It really depends on how much snow we're going to get. But I will try to lean that tote over the ramp because I don't want to have to come out here and move lots and lots of snow in order for them to be able to get out of their duck hut. So if I lean that there a certain way, when they come out in the morning, they will have a little space here to be able to hop down and to get until I can get out here to do the winter chores. So inside the duck hut, let me show you in here how I get to clean that duck hut. Good morning, girls. This is my chicken flock, but we're talking about ducks right now. So inside here, you'll see I get to my duck sleeping quarters. I've got a door here that's got some ventilation. I do have a lock on that because I don't want them getting to the chickens. I like to keep those separate. But I have a section here where I can open this up in order to clean and to get in there and make sure that their bedding and everything is situated. I will open this up. I put these little stones here to keep it closed because the ducks were and the chickens were kind of digging and pushing, and I didn't want that to cause an issue. So you can see in here, they're already wanting to come out and visit, and hi, good morning. I really don't want them doing that. So in essence, what I have in here is just, I put down pine shavings on the bottom on top of pallets, and I have stall pellets in there, and then I put some straw. What I do is before bed, I come out here and I use the straw rake that I have hanging, the little one that I have hanging right there. And what I will do is make sure that I have turned their bedding and I've put fresh straw so they have a pile of dry straw to be able to make their nest for the night. And I do that just because I think they need to stay dry. Ducks can go in cold weather. They've got all that down. But we want to make sure that they are taken care of overnight and that they are secure. So that is my duck setup. I'm going to take you around and show you looking at this from the other side so you can get a sense of what that looks like. You can see they are having fun in here. They are going to be swimming and taking their bath. You can see here also this is all of the ice from dumping out those rubber containers. And I also put some sticks and things along the edge here. I do that because my dogs like to go over and jump, and I don't want them ripping the plastic. So that's why that's there. It doesn't look the best, but who cares? Nobody's ever out back here. So let me show you. The main chicken coop is here. I'll do another video and talk about all my hen chores, but so you can see here the duck hut is just literally underneath. That used to be a spot for the ducks, for the chickens, but we just made that, put some wood on there. And we do have some ventilation vents here. It is plenty warm enough for them for the winter months. And you can see along the edge here, use these metal sheeting panels to just kind of hook to some metal poles that went in the ground. This was my sister Patty's idea. It was brilliant. Thankful for her giving me that suggestion. And you can see I added a little bit of a panel there in order to help keep the snow and everything off the mechanics of that door. And that is solar. Try to use solar lighting as much as you possibly can. This spring I will upgrade this gate here. We were running close to the season, needing to get things done, and I just threw that up there and hooked a latch on it to keep it simple. So that is a tour of our duck hut. Don't mind the construction over here in the window. You know what? It serves its purpose. I got to get out here and do some other things to make it look a little bit better next spring, but overall it's working out really well for us here in Iowa in this cold winter. And yeah, that's it. That's my duck hut.